Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be running over trading psychology and why it's more important than strategy alone. I feel like this is a topic that I haven't covered much on this channel, and I probably should have done this sooner, as psychology, in my opinion, is one of the most important, if not the most important factor about your trading. If you're new around here and you don't know myself, my name's Leo. I'm 22 years old and I've been trading for 2 years now. And if you're thinking about taking advice from me and you think, oh, this is just another guy who thinks he knows how to trade, I've actually got some proven results. I've got a video on there going over my trading journal, so you'll be able to check out that I'm not just a random guy on YouTube who's trying to spread out trading psychology and try to sell you something. I believe I'm qualified enough to do this. So without further ado, let's get into it. So trading psychology, why is it more important than strategy? Well, if we actually look at the trader, the better the trader, the better the trading is going to be. Now, when I say the trader, I don't mean just things inside of trading. I mean your routine and your habits outside of this, which we're going to get into very shortly. We're also going to run through how to build a solid psyche. What I mean by this is I'm going to give you affirmations, I'm going to give you things that you can use whilst trading that are going to help you identify thought patterns that are affecting your trading long-term and short-term. I'm also going to run through with you how to maintain a solid mindset during hard times in trading. We all go through periods of drawdown, we all go through losing streaks, and it's important that we stay focused and we keep our psychology locked in these times. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm hoping by the end of this video, you should be able to walk away knowing how to keep a solid psyche whilst you're trading, even in difficult times. And I'm pretty confident I can do that for you. Finally, if you're not already, grab a pen and paper. I'd recommend taking notes on this. So these are all the topics we're going to be running through. And the first one I want to pick out is psych over strategy. Well, I'm a big believer in most trading strategies do work. Not many people know how to make them work, and that is down to partly their model, but mostly their psychology. So the way I see it is the better your mind, the better your psychology, the better you think, the better your trades are going to be. You may be thinking, well, how do I get a better mind when I trade? This is how. Number one tip that I would recommend to everybody, if you're someone that struggles with trading psychology, is journal whilst you trade. Don't just journal the trade, journal your thought process. Trading is 80% psychology and 20% actually trading. Having the actual thought process and understanding your thoughts before, during, and after the trade is one of the best things and the best lessons that I ever learned, because it's allowed me to identify thought patterns and ways of thinking that are affecting my trading. Now you may be thinking, well, how am I going to do that if I'm locked in on a trade? Well, let me tell you how. Grab a pen and paper, and every time you feel an emotion, write it down. So it could be, for example, prices approaching your stop loss, fear of losing. I'd write that down. All of a sudden, I've come into really good profit, but I don't want to take profit there. I want to keep it going. Greed. The big one is FOMO. Okay, the trade's going in without me. I'm going to miss the move. It's FOMO. Write it down. And you will see how often FOMO comes up in the case of 50 trades. And when you can see it, you will realize, actually, this is a big issue that is affecting my trading. This needs to change. About to enter the trade and I'm a little bit hesitant and I can't push that button. Hesitation. If you do this over the course of, let's say, 50 trades, you will start to see specific thought patterns that are affecting your trading. For example, greed is one of the most common things that comes up. You can look at that and go, why am I greedy? Why am I stretching for more than I need to? Then it can stem into, what is my job as a trader? My job isn't to make money, my job is to follow the plan. And if I'm moving my take profit, not following my plan. Just understanding these little thought patterns, such as like hesitation. Why am I hesitating? Am I scared of losing? Am I scared at the money that I've put at risk? Am I just not confident in the overall market conditions? All these things you can think about when you have the data of your mind. Because I can look at my trading journal, I've got pages of it, of just emotions, and I've understood those, and every time I get that emotion, such as I want to move my take profit. Nope, that's greed. I'm hesitating. I don't know if I should enter this. Oh, my price is about to hit stop loss. I really don't want it to hit stop loss. I might move it. Fear of losing. Understanding all of these patterns now, when it happens in real time, I can just, yep, I know that's an emotional factor. I'm not focused on trading. It's an emotional issue. Ignore it. And then it's done. And once you actually see what your mind is doing on paper, it makes it so much easier to actually fix the problem. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you how to fix all of these. So that is my number one tip. Journal whilst you trade. In terms of self-mastery, which is essentially what we were doing, we're understanding our mind and we're understanding our mindset and trying to master when our brain goes into panic mode or goes into an emotional state, how we can just push it to a side and focus. Well, this comes in with self-mastery and also your habits outside of trading. Now, I don't just mean habits such as like reading books, going to the gym. I mean your mental habits, the way you see things, the way you see trading. And I think this is going to be a really interesting one for you guys, so stick with me. Before we get into that one, I want to talk about taking breaks in trading. I've probably taken 3 to 4 breaks in my entire career as a trader, and they're very important for many reasons. Now, just like many traders, I myself have experienced major tilt mode, throwing everything out the window and just emotionally blowing up, doing some ridiculously stupid stuff. Now, once I've finished that stupid stuff, I realized that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'll just take today off and tomorrow I'll come back to the charts and pretend like nothing happened. No, that's not going to happen. You need a break. And you may be thinking, yeah, but you know, I may miss a good trading day, this, that, and the other. Well, you just focused on money at that point, so stop it. Taking breaks will massively affect your trading in every positive way. So let's say, for example, you took a week off. You started the Monday, you went major tilt mode Monday, you missed the whole of that week, and then you return the Monday after. When you come back on Monday, you're going to be so much mentally sharper. You're going to be more driven because you know what you did previously is not a sustainable way of trading, so you must stick to your plan and you won't break it. But also taking breaks, I think, really puts it into perspective on how mentally challenging it can be to be a trader, and how important your psyche actually is. Now, this is a big one. Your P&L does not refine you as a trader. In fact, money is a byproduct of trading. Now, what do I mean by this? So we turn up to the charts and most likely all of us have got into trading because we want freedom and we want money. But if you've been trading long enough now, you will understand that focusing on money will not get you anywhere in trading. You may be a trader who's got less than 5K to their name right now. And when you see big numbers on a screen, all of a sudden you get adrenaline rush, you get your heart racing, your mind's going everywhere. You're tempted just to close because you see a little bit of profit. Well, let me tell you, money doesn't matter in trading. The process matters more. What is your process when you come to the charts? What is your model? Have you got a checklist for your model? What do you need to see before you enter a trade? And if you're in a trade, all you need to focus on is managing the trade accordingly rather than focusing on the money. There's no point in you looking at your P&L every time price moves a slight tick. What you need to be focusing on is how to manage the trade accordingly, where to set your break-even points. If you're a trader that takes partials, where you should be partialing, and that's all you should focus on. Then once the trade's finished, you can reflect and review. If you lose this trade, doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? I just lost $1,000. Because if your strategy is actually profitable, one trade means nothing out of 100. Think about that. Okay, so this is a big one. How do we actually maintain a solid psyche during hard times? Now, when I say hard times in trading, I mean specifically periods of drawdown, losing streaks, emotional struggles, and just knowing when to stay away from the market. So something that I found really helpful was reset tools and affirmations. Now, I want to firstly talk about affirmations, as I feel like this is a game changer. Something that I say to myself every single time before I even look at the charts is money is a byproduct of trading. The money doesn't matter. All that matters is I follow my rules, I stick to my plan, and I do this consistently. If I still don't feel it's ingrained, I'll say it again. And then because I've said these affirmations, when it actually comes to me getting involved in price, these affirmations will play in the back of my head. Don't focus on the money. It's a byproduct. Don't hesitate. You either take the risk or lose the chance. And this is something that I want to bring up. Hesitation. This is probably the most common mistake made by everyday traders. They see the opportunity and they hesitate when it comes to pressing buy or sell. And it comes down to a few things. So there is a very strong chance that if you're hesitant, you're scared of risk and you're scared of losing. And that's okay. We've all been there. But let me tell you something. The reason you're scared of this is because you're worried about damaging your ego. When we take a loss, it hurts. We feel like we've done something wrong. And this again comes into attaching the P&L to our self-worth. We as humans avoid pain. And when it comes to losing a trade, a lot of us, it can inflict pain because we've seen X amount of money be lost. Now, if this is you, at the end of this video, I've got an exact blueprint, essentially how to get rid of hesitation completely, because this was my biggest issue when trading, and now I have no issues whatsoever. And it didn't come easy, but with this, it should help. So if you are scared of risk and you're scared of losing, there's a quote I'm going to leave you with, which was from my mentor, and that is, take the risk or lose the chance. If you've decided not to enter and you've hesitated, don't be mad because you didn't enter. Because if you did enter and it lost, you'd be mad. If you didn't enter and it hit take profit, you would be mad. You see how there's like no win about this? So hesitating needs to go. So when it comes to taking the trade and you're a little bit unsure and you're hesitating, tell yourself this: I either take the risk or I lose the chance. In that moment, you will make one of two choices. You'll either enter or you won't. And because you said to yourself, I will take the risk or lose the chance, you cannot be mad at any outcome, whether it hits takes profit or if it hits stop loss. Doesn't matter. You have told yourself, I either take the risk or I lose the chance. And if you've missed that chance, that's on you. Accept it. And understand the issue was, I hesitated. Now, just coming back to reset tools and affirmations, we understand that money is a byproduct of trading. It doesn't matter. It's just a bonus of being a trader. We have to remember that. But I want you to view that one trade doesn't matter, whether it's a winner or a loser. So let me put it into perspective for you. When it comes to building a model, you don't take one trade and go, yep, that's the model. You do it over 100 trades, right? Well, it's the same thing with trading live. If you lose a trade, it doesn't matter, because over the course of 100 trades, that loss may be 1 in 30, and the rest may be winners. So when it comes to taking a loss in trading, don't beat yourself up about it. You have to remember that it's just one loss that is inevitable because every trader loses. But over the series of 100 trades, I know I will make money because my strategy is profitable. Now, if you don't have a profitable strategy, I'll leave a link down below where you can book a call with the team that I trade with. And if you wanted to trade live with us and learn the model that we use, you're more than welcome to. So these are all the main things about trading psychology that you need to know. Understanding a lot of these will have massive impacts on your trading results in a positive way. And if you have any questions or you're confused about anything that I've discussed in this video, please let me know in the comments and I'll answer in as much detail as I possibly can. The reason I've made this video is mainly for myself, because I used to struggle with issues exactly as I've shown today. And I know that I wasn't the only trader experiencing this. So I feel like I'm qualified to tell traders who were in my position how to get around this. And I truly believe this is the blueprint to do so. And that's the beauty of this. You don't need to focus on every single part of your mindset to become a profitable trader. There's just certain loopholes that your brain keeps going through that are holding you back. So hopefully you've been able to take some notes on this. So if you found this video helpful, let me know. And that is it. So I've really enjoyed making this video. It's a little bit different to what I've normally done. There's no charts or anything involved. There's no like dopamine hooks. But I really hope you have enjoyed and you've at least taken something away from this video. As long as I've helped one person, I know my job's done. So if it has helped you out, let me know in the comments and give these a try for yourself. And as always, if you want to trade with me and the team that I trade with every day, Monday to Friday, check the link in the bio and book a one-to-one call. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.